Join me as I dive into the stock market and try to predict its future trends based on the latest data. When it comes to investing in the stock market, one of the biggest questions on everyone's mind is, what does the future hold? Will my investments continue to grow, or are we headed for a downturn? It's a question that has puzzled even the most seasoned investors and analysts for centuries, and yet, it's more important than ever to try to get it right. The truth is, predicting the stock market is no easy feat. There are so many factors at play, from economic indicators to global events, that can influence market trends. Take, for example, the recent trade tensions between the US and China. Who could have predicted the impact that would have on the markets? Or the sudden rise of emerging markets like India and Brazil. It's a complex web of cause and effect that's almost impossible to untangle. Add to that the unpredictability of human behavior, and you've got a recipe for chaos. I mean, who can forget the dot-com bubble of the early 2000s, or the housing market crash of 2008? It just goes to show that even the best analysts can get it wrong. And yet, despite all these uncertainties, we still have to try to make sense of it all, if we want to make informed investment decisions. So, how do analysts do it? How do they make sense of all this data and come up with predictions about the future of the stock market? Well, there are a few different approaches, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Some analysts focus on technical analysis, poring over charts and graphs to identify patterns and trends. Others take a more fundamental approach, looking at the underlying health of companies and industries to try to predict their future performance. And then, of course, there's the impact of emerging technologies on the market. I mean, who would have thought that something like blockchain would become a major player in the world of finance? It just goes to show that you've got to stay on your toes and be willing to adapt to changing circumstances. But despite all these different approaches, there's one prediction that I think is particularly noteworthy. It's something that could have a major impact on your investment strategy, and it's this: the rise of sustainable investing. That's right, folks, the days of simply chasing profits at any cost are behind us. More and more investors are looking for ways to make money while also making a positive impact on the world. So, what does this mean for the future of the stock market? Well, for one thing, it's likely to lead to a major shift in the way companies do business. Those that can adapt and become more sustainable will thrive, while those that don't will be left behind. And as investors, we need to be aware of this trend and adjust our strategies accordingly. In conclusion, trying to predict the future of the stock market is a complex and challenging task, but it's one that we must undertake if we want to make informed investment decisions. By staying up to date on the latest trends and developments, and by being aware of the uncertainties and challenges that lie ahead, we can give ourselves the best chance of success in this ever-changing landscape. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What are your predictions for the future of the stock market? And if you want to learn more about investment strategies, be sure to check out my next video.